Sometimes I get lucky. Sometimes I get lucky beyond anything I should remotely deserve. And then sometimes the ninjas are looking out. And this is one of those times. Let's talk about Langdon Tactical. What's up, YouTube? Lock and load ninjas, interwebs at large. First things first, without one of the lock and load ninjas, I wouldn't be doing this video. Simply because one of the ninjas, and it's this gentleman right here, Hasiak. I hope I pronounced your last name correctly, pal. We talked a few times on the phone. Andy is a career sailor in the U.S. Navy, and he contacted me and very kindly offered to let me look at his Langdon Tactical Berettas. Both of these are LTT Elites. One is full-sized. The other is the Centurion-sized. You know, I'll be honest with you. I've never owned a Beretta. I've shot one. I might have shot one 3 times, 3 rounds, just to see what it felt like. In the 80s, when we switched from the 1911 to the M9, which was the Beretta, I never got issued one. I always carried a 1911, and I thought I was better for it. The Beretta, as it was, and as it is today, and as it comes out of box, is nothing like a Langdon Tactical, an LTT gun, as Steve Fisher calls them. And I had to check with him to get a little lowdown on these guns, because I don't really know a whole lot about them. All right, so I don't know as much about Langdon Tactical as my telephonic friend here. Joining us now from some gun shop up in the wilds of Michigan is the chief instructor of Sentinel Concepts, and the one they call the Yeti, and they call him Steve Fisher. Tell me a little bit about the Langdon guns, please, sir.
So, Ernest basically took, the double single gun and made it into a very modern fighting gun. Better capability, sights, triggers, barrels, everything. Like, took the sheet gun that nobody liked anymore and made it into something that everybody loves. He solved all the equations in that gun's problem, which were minimal. I own 2 of them. I've got a full-size and a compact, both of them which I purchased from LTT. And it is one of the most impressive, if not the most impressive, double single gun there is today.
You were actually carrying that the other day when I asked you if you had any experience with them.
Yeah, I was carrying the compact. And I love the compact version. It's a very, very nicely done gun, 13-odd round capacity, and it carries beautifully. And and honestly for myself, I like a good double single gun. I just think there's benefits to them with the training side of the house as well for most people.
What's one of the what sets it off for you the most? The Langdon treatment. What sets that off for you the most?
Ooh, I would have to go with. Everybody talks about the trigger, right? The trigger is amazingly smooth, very consistent poundage. The double to single transition is very short and easy and crisp. For me, that just kind of enhances it. I really like the sight changes to the dovetailed sights that he did with fiber optics. That made a world of difference. Plus, they're correctly regulated. 0 to 50 yards, I'm pretty much there, 8-inch circles all day. I love that gun. The sights, the triggers, the enhancements to the slide contours to make it a little bit better for concealment carry, just makes the gun an absolute joy to carry and shoot.
Thanks for taking a minute and taking some time to tell me about this. I didn't know that much about it, and I knew you did. So.
Oh, it gets better. It gets better, though.
Oh.
Today, Ernest just dropped a video, a teaser with him shooting the LTT Beretta with a red dot.
Might there be a red dot Langdon gun in your future?
I've already talked to them about sending my existing slide in and getting it done.
Steve hasn't. You have a very extensive collection of dot guns, don't you?
Yes, I do. About 30 odd pistols with dots on it. Yeah, between 1911s, double stack guns, double single guns, single stack guns, striker fired guns, all the guns with dots.
30. So yeah, okay. Well.
I would say this. I would say this. For anybody who has been on the fence or people that actually carried a Beretta in service for a period of time, this is not your Beretta. This is a entirely reworked gun with all the enhancements to make that gun perform even better and more reliable than what guys are thinking of back to their old 92s in the military days.
Outstanding.
Yes, sir.
I will be in touch. Thanks for the time, sir.
All good, brother.
Later.
You too.
The Yeti. And Mr. Fisher appears because I'm just lucky enough to have the man as a friend of mine, and I thank him for taking the time out of his busy day to talk to us a little bit about these guns. So, some of these things that I can attest to. These are both decockers. So when I took them out on the range, when I pulled the first double action trigger pull, and then it switched over to single action, it's a little startling because there's not the double action pull is just so smooth. It is the same weight, like Steve says, all the way through, and I was completely unprepared for that. One of the reasons I don't own double action, single action guns in most cases is because I am so versed in the single action and in the striker fired that I was a little bit afraid that getting out here with a double action, single action gun would just further mess up my already questionable mechanics. This is the full size gun. This would be called the service pistol. 15 round capacity. Really, really nicely done. The sight, the rear sight is just so, the profile of that is just so narrow. And yet it works so very well. The grips really pop on the gun and everything else. The barrel has been, I don't know if it's been treated or colored or whatever it is, but it also gives it a nice little contrast to it. But it's not just the cosmetics that make the gun. Here is the Centurion. This gun, when I called Steve the other day to ask him, he was carrying this gun. He was carrying the Centurion size. Interestingly enough, they both have the same mag capacity, 15 rounds. The double action trigger it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. So it wasn't enough to just pull them out of the box and appreciate them. I had to take them out to the range. That range time was crazy good. It exceeded my expectations to a degree that I'm still having a little trouble working this out in my head, because I would have presumed that a standard gun would just be sort of atrocious on that double action pull, but no. I could run that double action only. I think I could run it and hit targets with it. Mark liked it. Mark Trippy. I was at his range. He ran it. It's an astounding gun. And Langdon Tactical. The guns themselves. If you were to go and buy one of these, the entire, and I've seen a price tag on some of these of like $999 for a gun that has been worked over and slicked up to, I mean, that's just ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Even with all of the texture and everything that's on the guns, the extended mag release that's on the guns, it feels like it was made for my hand. I may have to look into these. But this is the inaugural video of the one that I'm going to call Ninja Guns, because this would not have been possible without one of the listeners / viewers of either the radio or the video channel. And to Andy, I say thank you, sir. I really appreciate it, and really like Andy's haircut and his choice of eyewear. I like that a lot. So, this gun especially. I don't know what it is about this little pistol. Magazine is it has a sort of a finger groove in it. I was enjoying shooting this pistol so much that I went and I had it out and I was running it, and I decided to do a fast mag change, and I bit a nice little meat out of my finger, and I kept shooting it. And I think there's a little bit of my DNA right there. I hope it doesn't take away from the value. I'm not sponsored by Langdon Tactical, and I can honestly tell you that if you have a Beretta and you want to have your Beretta taken up a notch, I would go with Langdon Tactical. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like this kind of content, and I hope you do, if you consider doing 3 things, if you haven't already done it, and some of you have, and thanks very much. 3 things. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel maybe, and hit your notifications bell. That way you'll get to see the videos. I know how it goes. I'm here at YouTube in this age and this time and everything else, and it really comes down to you and your participation. So I really appreciate that. So there are more Ninja gun reviews to come, and to all of you that are sending these, thank you very much. And in the interim, I am out of here.